Hi, nurse practitioner, functional nutrition, and fitness coach Nicole here with 4 tactics for night shift workers to optimize their circadian rhythm and improve their health. Now, as always, these videos are for information purposes only, not meant to diagnose or treat any one person. You must work with a qualified health professional for your particular health needs. Night shift work is associated with increased risk for GI disorders, metabolic disorders, neurodegenerative disease, heart disease, psychiatric issues such as depression, and cancer. The best solution is just to not work night shift, right? It's not always possible. We have frontline workers, we have doctors, nurses, police, EMT. My dad used to work at the nuclear power plant. And these are important jobs. So what can we do to help them to support their natural circadian rhythm and diminish the risks that it's associated with working night shift? I want to tell you. The most important signal that the body gets to regulate the internal clock of their circadian rhythm is daylight. Being exposed to blue light at the beginning of the day, whenever that day starts, sends a signal to the brain that it's time to be alert and focused. Either sunlight or full spectrum light before and during at least the first half of the shift will help. Towards the end of the shift and once the shift ends, you can put on those blue light blocking glasses and avoid excessive daylight, because this sends the wrong signal to the body. It will make it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep and get that restoration that you need. Sleep in a completely blacked out cool room around 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius. And you can also use supplemental melatonin 30 minutes before bed. This can help with sleep initiation and duration. And I recommend you start with a lower dose and then titrate up as needed and as tolerated. Watch for drowsiness when you do get up. Finally, nap if needed. While it's better to get a full 8 hours of sleep, naps are better than missing out on sleep altogether. The next most important signal to the body of daytime rhythm is meal timing and macro composition. Ideally, the night shift worker will eat the majority of their meals during actual daylight hours at the same times all throughout the week, no matter if they're working or not. This keeps a steady schedule. In addition, aiming for low carb and low fat at night and with consistent protein intake will also help, as the GI systems that break down the fats and the carbohydrates are also asleep at night. So it won't react the same way. You can have dysregulation with fatty acid metabolism and with carbohydrate metabolism, which is detrimental to the system. So if possible, fasting during the last half or even the majority of the night shift would be ideal. So for example, I have a client who works night shift. I have them eat a regular balanced meal before their shift, protein, complex carbs, and healthy fats. Their first snack is a high protein snack. Their next meal before midnight, they work 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., is mostly comprised of a good amount of protein, same amount of protein as in the meal before work, so it's evenly distributed, but then lower carb and lower fat. And then I have them fast from midnight on until they get off of work, and then they have their last meal before they go to bed. That's either a regular balanced meal or just a shake if that feels too heavy and they have a hard time falling asleep. Now, for working out, ideally you want to do this before the shift because this promotes wakefulness. If you do it after the shift, it can interfere with sleep. Finally, there are some supplements that can help with sleep, stress, and metabolism regulation. Melatonin, as I mentioned, can be used to send the signal to the body that it's time to go to sleep. And this is not a habit-forming supplement, so we don't need to worry about that aspect of it. Caffeine can be used before the shift, but in moderation, and should not be consumed throughout the shift, especially past that midnight time. You think about noon for daytime hours, as it can interfere with sleep and recovery. Adaptogens that can help with stress regulation include rhodiola rosavins or saladroside in the morning, ashwagandha, KSM 66 or sensoril, Calming compounds that can be used in the PM include theanine, glycine, and magnesium glycinate or malate before bed. Nootropics such as alpha GPC or bacopa can help with cognition, memory, and focus. And then there are things such as berberine HCl, bitter melon extract, or Ceylon cinnamon to help with insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism during night shift. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, share, subscribe, or follow for more. Be your own advocate and take charge of your health.